28th, I went for a walk after my last client. I love that I can do that. I love that I could just go for a walk in between my clients and like, yeah, I enjoy what I'm doing. But it was funny, cause I was walking and realizing that so I went to the park, but I see the park. I went to demos again. This is that horchata latte. It's really good. And I thought about it. I'm like, oh, my ex would really like it. I mean, it's sweet, but it's been a while that I have something sweet. So, well, except for yesterday. I mean, I go through phases of like, oh, give me something sweet, and I'm like, okay, no, I don't want something sweet. But so I decided to go to the park. Just wanted to walk. It's such a beautiful day outside. So I sat outside, and then from a distance I saw like an after-school program, and it's like they had like their groups and their colored shirts and stuff. And I was just remembering like, oh, I remember when I used to do that. I used to lead like the small group of kids. And then just remembering the video that's going to post tomorrow. It's chapter 49. What's supposed to remember? Chapter 49, episode 1, struggling with my losses. Where I'm really struggling with the idea of my North Node, the whole CEO stuff. And excuse me, and just really, and the last part I appreciated listening to myself again, right? Reminding myself, Yubi, you've done this before. Like, why are you so scared? Like, you've done this before. Every job that you've had has prepared you for this moment. And I appreciated those words that I tell my future self, me, right? In my posted timeline. Because it's, you know, it's true and you don't realize it until you do. And so when I saw the kids outside with the leaders, and I knew it was an after-school program because, you know, it's the end of June, beginning of July, and remembering the after-school programs that I would be a part of during the school year and after the school year, and just taking that in, I'm like, wow, I really have done a lot. I've held a lot of different positions and like just owned it. Where I was, I owned it. You know, I had to. Because people were counting on me. There was an element of like, people were counting on me. I didn't realize. I mean, then in that video, but I was like so emotional, so it didn't really sit. And so it's funny, you know, the repeated cycle of me listening to that, and then where I'm at right now, and just having more of the motivation and the drive to lead or teach, right? Those who want to listen and teach more about this world, the blending of both worlds, really, that's what it is. It's the blending of what we know and the unknown, right? For those who don't know, for those who were like me, living under a rock. and so it's just the blending of both worlds in a different way, not the traditional way that we were brought up to view our world in, right? And so it's just funny as I was walking back and realizing that, and just sitting with it and owning it a little bit more, like really owning, like, yeah, I could do this. I could totally do this. And being grateful for these cycles that repeat and the tracking that I'm doing with the videos. Because it's a different type of journaling. It's a different type to actually see yourself. Like I was seeing myself, and I still tear up. Like the one that's scheduled for tomorrow, and then the one that's scheduled for the day after. where I'm talking about struggling with self-doubt, episode 2, where I'm really like emotional about remembering, because that video I'm remembering where I was a year before that, right? And that I was leaving my supervisor job and walking away from this world that I was part of for 8 years, and how I even, you know, moved up in that world and took on tasks that other people didn't want to take on or were afraid to because of the change, and just grateful, you know, for all of those experiences. And it just, there's definitely a lot more self-confidence, and that's what I was assessing, like where I was there and how I was struggling, because clearly I wasn't done my healing. Not that I am done now, but it's definitely different. Like, and I think that was the other part that I was the other part that I was reflecting on coming back was, wow, like I'm just in a different spot emotionally, even like I looking at that part, that, you know, 7 months now. Well, no, it'll be not 7 months, it's still 6 months because we're still at the end of June. But it's just like, wow, 6 months ago, 6.5 months ago, you know, where I was with my self-confidence and just kind of where I am now, it's different. And the comfort level with things that like would shock me, right? It's different. It's different. It feels different. It keeps feeling different when there's that gap and I can see myself. And even though I still tear up about it, it's this tearing up, like, because it's meaningful. The words are meaningful. The experience in that moment was meaningful. So just grateful. All around grateful. Yeah. There was something else. Oh, I meditated. It was short and sweet. It was short and sweet. And I asked about recording. I actually asked about recording. Because I noticed yesterday, I was like, oh, I was just recording just because I'm in the habit of recording. So I asked about it. And I got the okay, unless I get a dream clarifying, I got the okay to slow down on recording. At least for this part. That I don't have to record every day. I don't have to record all of my dreams. Like, I didn't record the one this morning. And kind of being okay with that. Like, I'm okay with slowly stepping back from that and not having to record everything unless it's meaningful. So I can focus more of my attention on these other projects. So I'm excited about that. I'm excited that I got the okay. That's all. Just want to update real quick on that awareness, the realization, and yeah, okay, that's it. Hi, my name is Yubi, and in case you haven't figured it out, this footage is capturing my experience as I learn to navigate my personal spiritual awakening. I am learning that this experience is unique to each one of us. In whatever way we believe we are embracing living our truth, this just happens to be my journey. And despite me having a graduate degree and a license in clinical social work, this by no means is intended to replace any type of mental health advice. This is just me on a personal level, documenting my experience, shedding light on the truth that I am learning and discovering for myself, and really inviting you along for the ride. If by some magical chance you find this content to be helpful in any way, shape, or form, please click the like button, share the message, subscribe to my YouTube channel. I have an Instagram account, a personal one, and one specifically for this channel that you're more than welcome to check out. I'm an open book. I have also created t-shirt designs. I'm wearing my favorite one right now, which is the North Node design, but I have that and other things that you can look at inspired by this process and journey, and I have the link in the description box as well as in the about section of my YouTube channel. So you're more than welcome to check those items out. Any type of support is great. Again, if you find this content really helpful or meaningful, sometimes when we take that step and be vulnerable, with showing what's inside our hearts and what's really our truth, and we realize that we're much more connected than what we thought we were. And so I hope that as I'm living this experience, and that you find some type of truth for yourself, or find some type of ability to heal in some way just by relating, just by knowing that you're not alone. That really has been my goal with this process, not just being able to connect with others, but really for my own healing. It's definitely been a therapeutic experience and a very creative one for myself. So I thank you, and I wish you all the best, and we'll see what else comes next for me.